Good day, class. So this is the last and the second part of bearing and distance. As we can see on the board, we have three examples here on the board. But before I solve these examples, let me just take us briefly through how to locate angles once again, how to find bearing in a diagram. When you are given a diagram, you have a triangle. This is a triangle. Let me call it triangle A, B, and C. Triangle A, B, and C. I want to draw the four cardinal points on each triangle. So you draw a horizontal and vertical line. You draw a horizontal and a vertical line on each point, okay? Horizontal and vertical line on each point. Can we see? All right. Now, the problem with many students is that they cannot even locate bearing. We have triangle ABC. Now, what if they ask to find the bearing of A from B? The bearing of A from where? From B. Now, what you will do is that you look at the line connecting A and B. The straight line connecting A and B, which is this line here, from here to here, this line. So the bearing of A from B, since they say from B, you have to go to what? To B. You have to go to B now. Then on B, you pick the north. Now from the north, what do? You draw a line in the clockwise direction and you will target this line. So from the clockwise direction, because I told you in the first video that bearing is always drawn from the north in the clockwise direction. So you go in the clockwise direction and then until you touch the line connecting A and what? And B. So this is the bearing now of what? Of A. From where? From B. Meaning if A is to leave point B and to travel, A will leave directly with this line. So this is a straight line through which A is going to travel from where? From B. So A goes this way. So this is the angle with which A turns from the north. So it goes this way. So this small angle here, theta, is the bearing of A from B. What about the bearing of B from A? It's the same line you are going to look at. The same line. Since it's the bearing of B from A, look at the straight line connecting A and B, or B and A. Now, the bearing of B from A, where will I go this time around? I will go to point A. Then I will also go to the north. Yes, and this is the north. Point A is here. So this is the north. Then, how do you turn? You now turn in the clockwise direction from the north. So see my target, this line is my target. I will turn in the clockwise direction until I reach this place. So the whole of this angle here is the bearing of B from A. All right. What if you have to find the bearing of A from C? A from C. The bearing of A from C. So I will go to point C. Are you following? I will go to C, look at the line connecting them, the straight line connecting A and C. Then I go to the north of C, then draw in the clockwise direction until I reach the line joining A and what? C. You can see it's the whole of this angle they are asking for. What about the bearing of C from A? The bearing of C from A. I will go to C to A. I will go to A from the north again, draw the angle in the clockwise direction until you touch the line connecting A and C. This is the angle from here to here. What are the bearing of B from C. The bearing of B from C, you go to C. From the north again, you turn until you reach the line joining B and C. So this angle. What are the bearing of C from B? The bearing of C from B, you go to B, you turn from the north again until you touch the line joining C and B. This is the angle from here to here. So that's how you find the bearing of a point from another point. It's as simple as that. All right. So from here, we can solve these problems. Solution. Question number 1 says a motorist starts from O and moves in a direction 030 degree for 36 kilometers. Now 030 means 30 degree. This is how we write the bearing for acute angles. This is called Surveyor's bearing. So 030 means 30 degree. For example, 10 degree will be written 10 degree, and so on and so forth. So, but any angle greater than 90, or even from 90 and above, they write it the way it is. 100 degree, and so on and so forth. So they can't write 100. All right. So a motorist starts from O and moves in a direction of 30 degree for 36 kilometers. So we are starting from point O. This is number 1 now, from point O. This is your cardinal point. Here's point O. So the motorist moves at an angle of 30 degree. 30 degree. This north, this west, this east. 30 degree is an angle less than 45 degree. Or less than, let me say less than 90. It falls on the first quadrant. So I will draw 30 degree. Don't let it be up to the midpoint between north and east. So please always use your initiative. So this is it. So that's 36 kilometers and angle 030 degrees. So this 36 kilometers. So let's assume it stops here. So draw another cardinal point here. Can you see the way I'm drawing? So draw another cardinal point there, so that here is north, here is west, here is your east, and here's your south. All right. So the next statement says it then moves 7 kilometers towards the west. It then, meaning after getting here, it will now move 7 kilometers. It didn't come back here. Some of you will come back here, and then you draw your 7 kilometers. So from where it stopped here, it then moves 7 kilometers. I want to draw on this place. So I will now draw another line. So due west, directly due west, that's 7 kilometers. This 7 kilometers west of this point where the motorist is now. Okay. Now you can see that I did not produce the line beyond here. I didn't want it to be too long because I used my initiative to measure 7 compared to 36. So please don't let it be too long because 7 can be up to 36. And I know what most of you will do. Most of you will draw. You draw until you reach here, and then you now join it here. Most of you will draw to this point. You now join it. They didn't tell you that it's directly north of the starting point. So since they didn't tell you that, stop around here. Now, what is the question? They say how far east is E now from O? So this is where the motorist is now. Motorist M. So they now say how far east is it now from the starting point? So let me draw my cardinal point at the point where it stops. So the motorist stops here. So how far east is it now from the starting point? Where is starting point? Point what? O. This starting point. Starting point. Point O. Okay. So this is where the motorist is now. How far east is it from the starting point? So who can tell us how far it is? Now, according to what I taught in the first video, the east of this point O is the right hand side, right? The motorist is here. So in other words, they are asking how far is it to the right hand side now from the starting point. So to the right hand side, since it's here, is from here to here. He has moved from here to where this ruler starts here. So I can as well join here. I can decide to join here downward, or even join the north of the starting point, join it upward, or you join where the motorist is, join it downward, so that I'll be able to locate the distance I'm asked to find. So this is the distance now. This is the distance we're asked to find. So let me call here x. This M, where the motorist is. Here is the north of the motorist. Here is the south. Here is the east, and here is the west. All right. So we are looking for distance x. Distance x is from here to here. Okay, from here to here. That's what distance x is. So from here to here is what we are asked to find. All right. So how do we get that? At least we know that this triangle here. Look at this triangle here. Maybe I should just name here A, call here B, call here C. In triangle ABC, triangle ABC is a right angle triangle. As you can see, it's a right angle triangle. Why? Why? Because here is 90 degrees. So we have hypotenuse, all right? Then we have an angle here, okay, angle theta, which is 30 degrees. The remaining AC is going to be the opposite, while AB becomes the adjacent. Okay, so if we can get side AC, we'll be able to get X, where we have to find. That's AM. Here is point M, don't forget. So if we can find AC, AC minus 7 will give us AM, which is the X, and which is the place we are asked to find. So using this triangle now, we know our hypotenuse, 36 kilometers. All right, so it's the opposite we are looking for. So according to our trigonometric ratio, we use SOHCAHTOA, right? So what connects opposite and hypotenuse? That's sine. So we now have that sine 30 degrees equals opposite, which is AC now. AC, the whole of AC from here to here. Here is opposite to the angle 30 degrees over hypotenuse, which is 36. All right. So what is sine 30? 0.5 equals to AC over 36. And then AC equals to 0.5 times 36, which is 18 kilometers. All right. But what are we asked to find? We have to find X from here to here. How far east the motorist is from the starting point. So what is X? X will now be equal to AC minus 7, which is 18 minus 7, and that gives 11 kilometers. So that's the answer. All right. Then I go to the second one. Quickly without wasting our time. Second question says, a surveyor leaves a base camp and drives 42 kilometers on a bearing of 32 degrees. Full stop. So this is the starting point. This is where the surveyor is. North, west, east, and what? And south. So she moves 40 kilometers on a bearing 32 degrees. So my 32 degrees again is less than half of 90. Half of 90 is 45. So my 32 should be around here. All right. So here is 0.32 degrees, and the distance covered there is 42 kilometers. All right. So this is 42 kilometers. All right. There's a full stop there, right? Okay. She then drives 28 kilometers on a bearing of 154 degree. So meaning after reaching here, she will now drive 28 kilometers on a bearing of 154. So meaning after stopping here, you will draw another cardinal point, your north, east, west, and south. All right. So another cardinal point. This is your north. Make sure that this line falls in between here, at the center here. All right. This west, this south, and this east. So we are told that she then drives 28 kilometers on a bearing of 154. So 154 falls in the second corner this time around from here. So this north, this is this south. So second corner is in between east and south. You know, that's 154 is more than 90, but less than 180 degree. So this is my 154. So this angle here is 154 degree. But what is the distance covered here? The distance is 28 kilometers. So you should expect 28 to be lower than 42, to be smaller than 42. So please use your initiative to measure your distance. You don't need to use ruler to measure. Just use your initiative. Measure distance. Make sure that this 28 is far smaller than 42. Then before you draw your cardinal point, join these points together first. Can you see? Because where you join this point to, whether here or here, determines whether you will get your answer or not. Where you join this point to, if you join it from here to this place, another person joins it from here to here, you may not get the same answer. So you must be careful how you join your line, and it must be a straight line. It must be a straight line. So I think you're supposed to enter this way. You can't enter this way. If I'm to draw a straight line this way, you can't enter here. So this way is going to enter. So this is where some of us get it wrong in bearing. So you draw this way now. Okay, so I can produce this one so that the two lines, they will meet at a point. All right. So this is now. Then you can draw your cardinal point. This is where she is now. This is where the surveyor is now. All right. So you can see my cardinal point. That's my vertical and my horizontal. So you see. Okay. You can see where these 2 points are at this very center here. See this point. See this line on this point. The other line on this point, as you can see. So here's north. Here's east. Here is west, and here is south. So this is where she is now. This is the origin, the starting point. Starting point. Here's the starting point. This is the, or let me call it the camp. This is the base camp. All right. So now the question says, how far is she then from our base camp, and what is her bearing from it? So this is the end point. This is where she is now. This is where she ends her journey, this point here. So how far is she now from her base camp? Don't forget that this line is 28 kilometers, okay? 42 here, 28 here. So how far is she now? She's here now. How far is she from the base camp? Meaning, what's the distance from here to here? That's what they're asking for. All right? So let me call here side C. Now, if you can remember your cosine rule, this time around we are looking for length. We are looking for side. So how do I get that? So C square equals what? A square plus B square minus 2AB cos of what? Of C. So this the angle here is going to be our angle C, the angle that is facing side C. But how do we get this angle now? Because we need this angle. We need this angle, the whole of this angle. What is here? We have to go back to the angles given to us. This angle here is 32 degrees. So it's going to be alternate to this small angle here. So meaning here is going to be what? 32 degrees. Okay. Now what is this angle? 154 from the north to this line is 154. So I can get here now from here to here. From here to here will be what? 180 minus 154, which is going to be 26. So yes, 26 degrees. All right. So we are going to do find the whole of here, which is going to be 26 plus 32, and that will be 58 degrees. So the whole of this angle is 58 degrees. So we cannot make use of that now. So we have c squared to be equal to, what is a? Call this one a and call this one b. So that's 42 squared plus 28 squared minus 2 times 42 times 28, then times cos, because all this one means multiply 2 times a times b times cos c, cos 58 degree. All right. So if you simplify that, 42 square, we give 1764. Then 28 square, we give 784. Then minus 42 times 2 times 28 times cos 58. That's 1246.370. All right. 1764 plus 784. So this addition here will give us 2548, then minus 1246.370, and this will give to minus 1246.370. You're going to have 130.1.63. So that's c squared, that's c squared, that's c squared. Then what's the value of c? C is going to give us square root of 1301.63. And then c will be equal to 36. We have 36.078. Are we have to approximate? No, so just let's approximate to 36 kilometers. So the answer is 36 kilometers. All right. Now we are also asked to find a bearing from it. This is where she is now. So where is our bearing from here? Meaning from the starting point. What's the bearing of the surveyor now from the starting point? So we have to come here. So what's the angle now? Look, now we are talking about this line now. So from here now, the angle from here, from the north to this place. So this is the angle we are looking for now, from here to here. And then how do we get this angle from here to here? I need theta now. Theta, here is theta. That's from here to here is theta. So if I can get theta from here to here, then you add it to what? To 32. Once we add it to 32, we've gotten the whole of this angle. Okay. So I need this angle theta. The theta is inside the triangle. The angle inside this triangle. You know, the bearing we have to find is from the north outside the triangle, then to this line here, which covers both theta and what? And 32. So we can use a sine rule to deal with that. All right. So don't forget, C is 36 kilometer. But if you want to use that 36, you must include the decimals we have there, 0.078. So we use sine rule now. And I believe you've not forgotten your sine rule. Sine rule says sine A over B equals to sine A over A equals to sine B over B equals to sine C over C. Okay? Where this capital letter stands for angle A, angle B, angle C, and this small letter stands for side A, side B, and side C. Okay? So we already know this side and this angle. Then we are looking for this angle. Definitely we must use the side opposite to it. So this angle is opposite to this side. This angle is opposite to this side. This angle is opposite to this side. So we know this angle and this side. Then we are looking for theta. Since we are looking for theta, we must know the side facing it. So that's going to be sine what? Sine theta now over 28. Then equals sine 58, right? Over what? The side facing it, which is 36.078. So if you cross multiply, we have 36.078 sine theta equals 28 sine 58. So this is 36.078 sine theta equals sine 26. Let me just do it directly. 28 sine 58. That's 23.7453. Sine theta will be 23.753. Divide both sides by 36.078, which is now, so what's sine theta? Sine theta is therefore, let me put this here please. Sine theta is therefore equal to 0.6582. All right. Then we find the value of theta, which is sine inverse of 0.6582, and which is shift. Then you get sine inverse of your answer there. That's 41.16. Then you can approximate to 1 decimal place. This 41.2 degree. So we are not done. We also find the bearing of the surveyor from the starting point. So what do you think that is going to give us? So we say therefore, the bearing of the surveyor from the starting point is equal to here now. That's what? 32 plus theta, the whole of this angle, 41.2. And that will give us 73.16 degree. So that's the answer there. Okay. Approximately 73.2 degree. So 73.2 degree is the answer. All right. Now the last one. I quickly go to the last one. Okay. Or let me give you the last one as the assignment. You can drop the answer in the comment section. But let me just give you a hint. After 2 hours, what you are going to do with this one is that, you know, you are given speed here, right? You are given speed, you are given speed here also. So this speed you have to convert to distance. Speed equals distance over time. So distance will now be speed times time. So after 2 hours, this one must have covered a distance of 5 times what? Times 2, which is 10 kilometers. While this one too must have covered a distance of 7.5 times 2, which is 15 kilometers. So that's the essence of this time given to you, and the speed also. So please like, subscribe, comment, and then share. Thank you.